Hello everyone and welcome to part 2 of my Artsnacks February unboxing slash art challenge slash watches. You've already seen me, well hopefully you've already seen me test out the products and unbox them. I'll leave a link in the cards for you guys to see that if you want. So yeah, I'm gonna now try and draw something, make something that only using the supplies that they've given me. Although I am going to cheat a little bit because, as you saw in my unboxing video, these are not waterproof. They bleed like no tomorrow. So I'm going to switch up these black pens for these black pens, which are the Durer graphic line markers. And they're a lot thinner as well than what these are. So that's the only thing I'm going to sort of change. I've decided to do a building that I see practically every day in Leeds. Broadcasting tower, which is part of the Leeds University whole thing. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to go ahead and I want to outline it because I actually want all the lines to show through. So I'm going to use these to get as much detail as possible, and then I'm going to go ahead and use those, and I'm going to break into the lolly and see what mystery flavour this is, because this is oh, it's blue. Artificial flavours, methinks. Okay. I think it's candy floss. Yeah, I like. Yeah, so we'll go ahead and ink this in.
Trust you when you say that beauty lives in me too. Beauty lives in me. I know I don't yet know it, so I trust you when you say that beauty lives in me too. About yesterday, my oh my, my oh my, kiss and so I do.
Just erasing, so hopefully we're just left with a very nice crisp line drawing where some of the lines don't match up. Oopsie. That's alright. I can hopefully fix them. There's a couple of mistakes that I can see, but I do want to add a little bit more line depth, especially on the bits that are supposed to be closest to us, to give it a bit more depth, even just within the line work. So I'm going to go over this section for sure. In fact, I want a thicker pen as well, because the pens I'm using at the moment I've used 0.5 for this little top bit and then 0.1 for the rest. So I think I will use 0.2 for this section and then 0.3 for that section. if that makes any sense at all. So let's get my little ruler out again and go over the lines. So So that is the inking done. Let's move on to adding some colour, which is where it normally goes wrong from now on. Alright, before I go on and do some colouring, I'm going to do some masking off of bits because I want to got a very limited colours, so I don't need that much length. I can use that for something else in a second. So I'm going to just mask off the building. Hopefully this washi tape works. I've never actually used it for this before, so hopefully it's not going to bleed through. Right, so hopefully that'll be enough. But yeah, I think I'm gonna have to use some masking fluid on the windows because I need to keep them nice white and bright. Alright, now the only masking fluid I have is Dowler Rowley. So hopefully this can do it. But why do I feel like I'm breaking a lot of rules by using a lot of tools that are not in the box? Alright, so let's add some colour now that the masking is all dry. I think I'm just going to give it a wash of the one colour and then build up the shadows and highlights and things. The building is made from Corten steel, so it's like a rusty reddy colour. So I'm going to try and darken this red colour. Scarlet red. With a little bit of the... I'm going to use brushes. So that darkens it just a little bit. Is that dark enough? Just test it on a piece of paper. These are the samples from the part 1 video, so just turn it over and see if it's, yeah, that's the darkness we like to have it. So I'm just going to give the whole thing a wash of this colour. But I'm also going to keep it in directional, only going up and down like this. Trying to get it in the same direction as the perspective of the drawing as well. So hopefully it will help. Some more of this stuff. Got loads on. Get loads on. Get that. Loads down. That's Yorkshire vocals there. Trick is to not make it too purple. Yeah, that's all right like that. Alright, so I'm happy-ish with that. Now, I think while it's wet, I'm going to take a little bit off, just a little bit of tissue paper, because these things jut out of the building and they cast a sort of canopy over particular sections of the building. I actually already like the effect that this is having in the way it's drying, because that's how the Kuretake building is. Interesting, interesting. I thought I would have to work on it a bit more to get more shadow and depth and things, but no, I'm actually liking the way that it is. The only other thing I am going to try I do love how this graphite pencil, it just melts like butter. So much easier to use than the Faber-Castell markers, because as you've just seen me do, I need to use the markers with a palette, which is kind of, it makes the whole point of them being a watercolor marker redundant. But I mean, in terms of the colors they produce, they're vibrant, they're beautiful. It's just I don't see the point of having watercolor markers. But again, that could be my lack of skill, my lack of understanding. But I've got to admit it, even though I know I didn't like them, it was nice to have the chance to be able to play with them again. And I might try them again in the future with some different colours, we'll see. We shall see what happens. Okay, I think it's dried enough now, so let's do the ever revealing unmasking. Now let's see if this washi tape has either torn or if it does indeed tear the paper, but no, it seems to be pretty darn smooth. We've got a nice edge to it as well, which is what I was after. Yeah, I'm actually quite pleased with that. So what I'm going to do now is mask off again, but around the edges of the building. And the edges of my page. In fact, let's see if we can... Oh. Take it from there now. And let's see. So, for the sky, I'm just going to use blue. I think I need to make it just a little bit lighter. So I'm going to use this. Even though this isn't supposed to be a watercolor one, but it does say that it's water-based pigment. So I'm hoping that it'll just mix quite nicely with this one. If not, we'll soon see why. So with this one, I'm just going to absolutely saturate the paper with water. Okay, now it's dried. Let's peel it off again and hope that it hasn't bled for anything. Oh, it bled a little bit there, but that's okay because that's going to be that colour anyway. Happy accidents. Again, happy accidents there. It's bled through. I don't know, let's have a look at it when it's finally finished. It might be okay. Peeling at the paper there a little bit, perhaps it wasn't dry enough there. Okay, let's do that around the edges. Yeah, that's what I wanted, a nice crisp square around the thing and make it quite a geometric form. Yeah, nice crisp, and then it really shows off the blue as well, I think. Oh, rip the page a little bit there, it's bled a little bit on that side. Again, we can just use our little knife trick and just neaten that up a little bit. Oh yeah, quite pleased with that. So next we are going to just make some more blue, but lighten it just a little with some of this stuff. Okay, a lot with this stuff. Hopefully I've not ruined that pen. Nope, it's gone back to its blue. That's okay. Add some water, get it all mixed up nice. Make sure it's the right thing. And then I'll get the Princeton paintbrush that came with Artsnacks and fill in the windows.
Wish that I could stay. Wish for this moment to never go away. But it's all in my mind.
Do you know what? I think I'm actually done.
You're beautiful.
So thank you guys so much for watching up until this part. This is the end of Artsnacks February box. I know it's a little late. I hope you enjoyed the piece that I've done, sort of like a lined vector style of the Leeds Broadcasting building. I'm gonna have to say my favourite art supplies from this box is the ArtGraf pencil, because as I said, I use it for shadows even on the windows, but I do find it satisfying, these clear dots with what you can achieve with the dot end. I don't know what it is, but I just find that it's just fun to do. So I mean, like I say, as you can see me doing a little architectural imagery here, I can't really incorporate it, but I'm sure, especially if this comes in grey, I'm thinking like I could use it for texturizing like a concrete wall or a pebble wall or something. So I don't know, I'll have to investigate these a little bit more and see if they're worth my time or not. But yeah, I'd have to say that and the ArtGraf are my two favourites. These, they've been around forever, but I've still never really got around to really enjoying them, but we'll have to see, especially with them not being waterproof. That's sort of my big bugbear, but like I said, that might just be the paper. These, I mean, in terms of the colours they produce, the Faber-Castell watercolor markers, the colours are fantastic. It's just, for when I've had to use them today, I've had to use them in a palette format. And it's like, well, what's the point of having markers? Why not just use normal watercolors? So I'm a bit dubious as to why they have to be a marker. I mean, why not the pencils? I mean, I understand the pencils, you get a lot more precision and control with them, but these, you do get some control and precision with them, but no, they're still not my favourites, but it was good to have a good play with them. What else did we get? The Dum Dum Lolly. I enjoyed that. That was very nice. Thumbs up. We don't get those in the UK, so it was nice to try an American snack. Was that all the art supplies that we got? I feel like I'm missing them. The paper I like. It is a little bit concerning at how easily it does sort of tear. Like even when I was just applying quite a bit of water, I was expecting for cotton for it to be able to handle a lot of water. So just be a bit dubious like that. So to me, there's no difference between this and normal other watercolor paper. Then obviously the PITT pens, they were what were in the plus box. Then the watercolor markers, the double-ended thing. The paintbrush, like I said, as I was using it, I really like the paintbrush in terms of it keeps its point very nicely. I do lose it on my desk though. It does go quite invisible. So I have to really look for the brush tip. But I actually really like that. I'm quite pleased with the quality of that brush. And then the last thing was the ArtGraf pencil, which, as you know, I love. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you want to see more, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel as well, please. It would help me out a lot. So again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you in the next one. In the meantime, happy architecting!